Thank you so much, Sarah Rose. I have a little teary eye here happening. Got that atmosphere going. Oh my goodness. Yeah, thank you so much. We'll hear from Sarah Rose later on, towards the end when we can go and do some voting and commenting on our time together. But welcome to those of you that have just arrived. I can't see you all. You're on a couple of pages, so yes, just welcome. Thank you for coming and being here. You will see a little A next to some of the people's names, and that means that they are an artist. And if you are an artist that's just come in, make sure that you put an A next to that, or ask Eloise Corlett in the chat to do that for you, so that we know that you are an artist. So yeah, so this is it. We're here, we're welcoming everyone to this opening. Certainly not exactly the way we were expecting it to be. But hey, we're getting pretty used to that at the moment, aren't we all? Doing things for the first time. All the artists came on a bit earlier and we had a bit of a chat about some of the things we did for the first time. Someone rode a postie bike for the first time. Someone's learning Illustrator online, all sorts of different things. So yes, it's a challenging time. We are very aware of that all around the world, but we also do know that our spirits are arising and finding ways to move forward and doing new things. So yeah. So I'm Heather Bradbury, if you don't know who I am. So I'm a photorealistic artist, and I've always had a dream of creating spaces for others to explore their creative dreams. So over the last few years, doing that in various ways, including having Kapi Art Space start up a couple of years ago, thanks to some beautiful friends who've been encouraging me on that journey. And now we are also a not-for-profit organisation, so because it was getting a little bit big for me to handle. So I'm really thankful, and there's a number of those people here today, including Eloise Collette, who's doing the techie stuff and any questions. Doreen Backway is here. We'll be hearing from her in a moment. And we also got Karen Bowen. I'm not sure if she's here because I can't see, there's so many people. Oh, she is. Hey, Karen. and Deb Robert as well. So they're a committee of management that have been incredible support, and especially we actually started our not-for-profit. We had one meeting in face-to-face, and our second meeting was on Zoom, and that's been it. So it's been a really interesting time. So thank you. I want to welcome also, but I will officially more in a moment, Susan Earhart, who'll come up in a little while to welcome. So welcome here from the Yarra Ranges Council, but I'll introduce you more officially in a minute. So yes, please do use the chat. At the end of this time, we'll be like I said, we begin listening to some more music, and you can go and do some voting for the People's Choice Award. So we'll talk a little bit more about that later on, so I'm pretty excited about that. But first of all, I just want to acknowledge the Wurundjeri people from the Kulin Nation, the traditional custodians of this land. We recognise the continuing connection of Aboriginal traditional owners to their country and pay our respects to the elders past, present and emerging. And we also do acknowledge the Yarra Ranges Council, because they've provided some funding through grants and support during this time as well, so thank you. The name of the gallery, I don't know if you know, Kapi Art Space. Everyone selects, how do you say it? Kapi, whatever. But how I remember it is Kapi is Indigenous for water, and I remember it because I spent some time in Central Australia, and the kids would run up and say, Kapi, Kapi, Kapi. They wanted a drink of water. So there's a good way to remember how to say it, like Kapi water. But, you know, the actual meaning behind that is water is essential for our lives, and it's so important for the sustenance of our being alive. And I think creativity is really important. So I'm just so excited that now we are doing this online, and I'm looking forward to hearing some stories in a moment. So I was looking online at positive stories to do with COVID-19, and I stumbled across this gorgeous little story about a 92-year-old still teaching piano online. How inspirational is that? So I got a little quote here. She said, "When I was a little girl, I couldn't go to public schools." Oh, so she was from the, what was it, Eloise? You're going to put the link up, aren't you? The Holocaust, that's right. So she was a survivor of the Holocaust. And she says, when I was a little girl, I couldn't go to public schools because of my religion. And they created a little school in the basement of an old building which sometimes had heat and sometimes didn't. Great minds and achievements came out of that school. And this is the quote I love, which taught me in any situation you can strive, learn, look ahead and have dreams. I thought that was really lovely. So which taught me, yeah, strive, learn, look ahead and have dreams. So we had the artists come in earlier, and we also asked them, have you been doing something for the first time? I'd love to hear, just wave your hand, just let's hear from a couple of people. If you've done something for the first time which was quite different for you, not including wearing a mask, but yeah, just let us know. Something might be a bit of fun that you've done for the first time during COVID-19. Go, Pauline.
I've been writing songs for about 25 years, but I've never been able to play them because I couldn't, I didn't know an instrument. So I've been taking guitar lessons, and for the very first time, I put I've actually posted 2 of my songs, me playing my songs on Facebook, and they're really bad, but I just feel really that I've done it.
Yeah. Well done. Well done. Good job. First up. Maybe just one more. Thanks, Pauline. One more. Something you've done for the first time. That's a brave thing to do. Go, Tracy.
This might be funny or insensitive, I'm not sure, but I can finally relate to my grandparents when they're like, World War II, blah, 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 like how hard it was. I'm like, I have my story for my grandchildren of like what I suffered through, which is
Yes.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly plenty of stories to tell. That's great, Tracy. Thank you. Awesome. Stories to tell, yeah, and I encourage you to write them down. We'll forget them, won't we, so quickly. All right, so I'm just going to invite now Doreen Backway, who is actually our bookkeeper. Oh my goodness. Yay for bookkeepers. I am not a bookkeeper and I'm so grateful for her. So I was just blown away. Doreen sort of put one in late, us that are on the committee were like, oh, that's right, we've got to do something. But yeah, she put her work in and I went, oh my goodness, that spoke to me and I wanted to buy it straight away. So I'm going to show you the piece of work before you chat, Doreen. She's got it there with her if you can see her. But I'm just going to show you the picture. I'll just share my screen with you. So this is her works. Some of you will have seen that as you came straight into the gallery. So why I love it so much, and Doreen, I hope I'm not taking your limelight away, but I'll speak from my own personal experience. What I saw from this was, the challenges of this time, up that rickety little ladder, but standing so strong and just like going, I can do this. Like I really can, I'm going to fly. It's going to be okay. So I just thought it was a really beautiful symbol for this time. And as we open this time up. So that's the piece. Look at that. Will you look at that jetpack, will you? How cool is that?
Reminds me of steampunk. It looks great.
Well, that's exactly it. Yes, exactly it. So, Doreen, we're going to highlight you, bring you up a little bit bigger, and you can show us. Oh, we can actually see the actual size. So, he's a lot bigger than I thought.
Hi, everybody. I'm Doreen, and this is my steampunk aviator. I have been sculpting for 20 years now, but there's been times when it gets a bit dormant, the sculpting. And with COVID, it just threw myself upside down for a bit because I previously had a very busy social life and doing so much stuff that I didn't have time for my art. And then suddenly not having a purpose of things to do, my identity changed. And then I thought, let's just see what I can do, and got back into the sculpting again and found myself again, which was really good because I had the time to do this and was able to just concentrate on one thing at a time. quite often multitask and you don't really feel good about anything because you're just rushing around. Where concentrating on one got into the mindfulness and the flow and just loved it. And all these ideas kept popping into my head and I ended up with 8 projects on the go.
Wow.
So, and that's just been so much fun. It's just been time to stop and smell the roses. It's been really good. And this is Captain William Weatherby. And again, I see a reflection of myself in my pieces. They become part of me. I get so in tune with them. And I felt he's got the strength and determination to tackle the world, and things could be possible. Who knows? And and I really loved making the jetpack out of all sorts of found objects. Like the cylinder is a soda bulb, which appeared on my nature strip one day. I don't know why. And I just thought that would be perfect. And so I added a clamp and wires and lace and all sorts of things.
Yeah.
And I just love doing all the details for him. And like making the rope ladder.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Which just added to the whole piece.
Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah, but anyway, I feel like I have emerged out of this really well with my art, and yeah, I'm very proud of having that back again in my life, and proud with what I've done. My other piece that I've put in the exhibition is here in the background.
She's gorgeous.
See if I can reach her. So this is Izzy and Bella Bear.
Hey, Izzy.
And again, like, she's very different to the steampunk aviator, but she has such a sweet, innocent look. And I just was wrapped with going completely different again. I really enjoyed the process with her as well.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so it hasn't been all bad.
No.
With the COVID. It's nice to relax and find my creative self, and it's really important for my well-being and mental health too. So, and I'm wrapped to be part of the exhibition. Thank you. Kapi has changed my life, I suppose, in a good way.
Wow.
Thank you.
It's beautiful. Wow. Thank you, Doreen. One of the quotes you had in your little blurb was, "Why not stand on a tower of strength and think of amazing possibilities?" I'm going to use that. It was so beautiful. That's what struck out to me, like, why not? During this time, during the challenges, and no doubt, during the difficult times of our grandparents, Tracy, like, why not? I'm sure they were trying to do the same thing back then. So thank you, Doreen. So wonderful to hear the stories. Hey, people, make sure you comment in the chat if you want to comment and leave her a message about how you felt about that particular piece. So I'm going to also invite up a very what can I say? Beck is part of the furniture in a good way of Kapi Art Space, although not right now because she's not like me. I've brought the gallery home. But we're going to hear from Beck. She spoke last year and just stumbled along across Kapi Art Space and has been part of the team, and a beautiful story to share with us. I want to hear from her and what this particular piece in this exhibition has been meant for her. And and we'll see. I'd love to see your current piece, which you've got in your room as well. So let's highlight Beck and listen to her. Go, Beck.
Hello. I must apologise if I seem a little distracted. There's someone outside with a lawnmower.
Okay. We can hear you.
Okay. So I started painting when I was about 11, and that's when I discovered that I love to paint, and I just love painting animals and bringing their soul out, and really getting people to see that, you know, animals really have a soul. And I've always connected with animals on a really deep level my whole life, and I just seem to be able to know how they're feeling empathically, and just seem to have a gift with that. And I just love painting about that. And so my journey was that I began painting then, and painted for a few years, and along the way I developed depression and anxiety related to childhood trauma, and I wasn't able to paint for a long time, up until the age of 33. A few years ago, I only just started painting again, and it's been a big struggle. I guess my painting, Facing Your Fears, in the exhibition is about my past and the wolves relating to the past family who were abusive, and they emerged in my nightmares as wolves, and I would have emerging nightmares just about every night of my night up until the age of 25, and that was a really hard thing to overcome. And there's a poem that I've written as well relating to this painting, and I thought I might like to read it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And here we go. Deep in the shadows of the forest in my mind, I was abandoned and left on my own, though I wasn't quite alone. She was always being followed by wolves, the wolves of her past. They would run so fast. My fear was bared. I would feel so scared, always looking back in fear of the beasts that I felt were lurking near. Anxiety, a pounding heart. I fell down, but years later found my art. With the stroke of a brush, I could wipe out my fears. With a magic paintbrush, the wolves lessened their sneers. A brave woman stands up and faces her fears. And that's the poem. And this is a piece that I worked on during the year. I was inspired to paint this piece. It just got to my heart because I had just recently found out my sister had cancer this year, and I'm painting her a red cardinal which is in the making at the moment, and I want her to have that. And I guess when I found Kapi 2 years ago, it was the best thing I ever found in my life, because it saved me. And the amount of healing I've been able to do in the last 2 years has been phenomenal. So Heather and Kapi Art Space have been family to me, and I'm going to continue to keep painting and the rest of my life. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Beck. Your family to us. And do you have your red painting there with you?
No, it's upstairs.
We'll show everyone at the end. It's fine. We'll bring it back. It'd be
Okay.
lovely to see it because it's really beautiful. So it's the painting she's painting for her sister. So yeah. Thank you, Little Red Riding Hood. And if anyone doesn't work out why she's dressed like that, it's exactly how she is in her actual picture that you'll see that we saw. So thank you, Beck. It's so good to have you part of the family. And before too long, hopefully, we'll see you face to face. Yeah. So now we are coming into the more official part of our time. We'll hear from a few other artists after Suzanne comes up. So I'm going to introduce you to Suzanne Earhart from the Yarra Ranges Council. Lovely to be getting to know her actually over the COVID-19 time. And she is the Public Arts Officer at Yarra Ranges Council, and I'm going to hand over to her to officially open our exhibition and launch the book from last year. Over to you, Suzanne.
Okay, good. Thank you, Heather, and everyone who's here. It's always a privilege to be involved with Kapi and this event. I was lucky enough to attend last year, so I recognize a few people, and just to be around such talented artists from our local community, or local-ish. I've worked in the arts for a bit over 20 years, mostly not-for-profit and now in local government. And generally when I'm asked to speak, I'm usually in a position where I'm defending the value of the arts. That's, whether it's advocating for programming, talking about cultural outcomes, and trying to get people to give money, or whatever it is, but I'm always kind of defending this value and speaking to the value and providing evidence, stories. So obviously today is very different because I feel like there's no need to do that, because everyone here, the artists community, everyone, they've lived and experienced that value directly. The stories we've heard just today and then last year, and that you'll read in the book, they're all about, how the arts have healed, have connected people to each other, to their passions, to their curiosities, to the world, to themselves. And so I don't really need to go there, but, so while it's refreshing not to have to pull up statistics and everything else, I did find myself just not quite knowing what to talk about. So I figured if I've got nothing really left to add but gratitude. So I did want to take this opportunity on my miniature little pedestal to say, personally, and on behalf of Yarra Ranges Council, to say thank you to all of the artists, this year who participated in the exhibition, and others part of Kapi, and last year who contributed there, for your courage, not only to create, but also to share your work, because that's no easy feat. I think many people, it was their first exhibition and first time really, putting their work out there, and we all kind of understand the vulnerability and how much courage it does take. But then also the benefits of that, of sharing. People see the work, they relate to it, they're inspired, and through that relation they can feel heard or find their own voice. There's just all these benefits that just are exponential. So thank you for, also for just contributing to the amazing community that is Kapi. It is the collective of all of the contributions of everyone. And, I was introduced to the organization by Heather, and of course, she's right there at the center, but every time she speaks about it, it is about the community, about the artists. And so, thank you for being part of that, because that is part of Yarra Ranges and part of what makes this place so amazing. So that's wonderful. And then also, speaking of Heather, I would also like to just extend that gratitude and say thank you to Heather and her team. They're just fearless, humble, and heartful. I don't know if that's a word, but I'm going to use it. Heartful leadership. It's just remarkable what's been achieved here. Heather spoke about your vision of dreaming of creating a space for people to come and explore their creativity, and you've you've done that, and you've done so much more, and it's really incredible. So, you know, I think so. Council's vision within the creative communities, which is where I sit. You know, we see Yarra Ranges as a vibrant place where our community is connected and engages in meaningful cultural life. And when you look at the work of Kapi and that all of you contributed to, it really embodies that vision. And it makes, you know, I think we're all so privileged to have this as part of our community, and to be involved. And it's, thank you. So before I get too gushy, which I am known to do, I will stop and get on to my official duties. So huge congratulations to all of the artists. It is an amazing exhibition. The caliber of work this year, last year, you see in the book, is just amazing. I think I've used that word about 17 times in the last 4 minutes, but it is an amazing thing. So it is an honor to officially launch the 2020 Endure exhibition and the book. And I have a little cheesy gesture. I will cut the ribbon.
Oh, clever.
Here's the book. See if I can cut it. So this will officially launch both. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Suzanne. It was a bit gushy, yes, but thank you. No, lovely, lovely things you said, and been really lovely to get to know you a bit during this time. So really appreciate what you said. Thank you. Yes, you caught me off guard there. Anyway, it's all good. So thank you. Yeah, so with the book, you can order that book if anyone wants to. There'll be a link somewhere. There we go. Eloise is on the ball. She's got it in the chat. But yeah, that's pretty exciting. So well done again to all those artists from last year. So we're going to hear from a couple of other people in a moment. So I've had the privilege of, well, it's been challenging, but the privilege of getting my classes online, because I have a studio at the back of Kapi, which is of course totally closed now. So students online. So a couple of the students, I thought it'd be really nice to hear a bit of their story, because I've just been watching their creativity and how it's been helpful for them. So I'm going to invite up Harrison next to share with us. So I've got some questions to ask you, Harrison. So we'll get you up, and then you'll hear me, but you might not see me. Okay.
Hello.
Hey Harrison, so good to see you. So I've got some questions for you in a minute. So yeah, that's looking good. It's all looking great. It's lovely to have you in class each week.
Thank you.
Yeah. So tell us what you like to create and draw and paint. What do you like?
Well, for a while now, I usually like to draw and sketch animals of different places on the earth. And so when I first went to have this class, which I'm very happy about, my first oil painting was a photo I took of a lemur at the Melbourne Zoo. You see, last Christmas, I got a photography course with my sister to go take some photos of some animals across the zoo. And out of the lemur, this one. This is the first animal oil painting I did.
That's great. And so how long have you been drawing and painting? Because I think you really like it, don't you?
I've been drawing about my whole life. Doodling, coloring, that sort of thing. I like that.
Yeah.
And painting, I do it sometimes at school, but not much at home. But I'm really into oil painting now, which I like. Which I started on January.
Yes, online. Oh no, we were in class, weren't we?
Yes, a bit of both.
Class back then. It's been a while ago. So what's your favourite painting that you've done so far?
I'm really proud of the lemur right now. And the front is really great too. Everyone says it is, which I like.
Pretty cute. Yeah. Yeah, he's great. He's awesome. You got a name for him?
Uh, chilling.
Dylan, that's right. Yes, he's in the exhibition, he or she. Yes. What are you painting at the moment?
Uh, Three paintings I have right now are Laura Keats, the 12 Apostles, and a koala painting.
Oh, just the 12 Apostles. I know that it's a very big piece that you're working on. I'm very
Yeah.
proud of you. And
Thank
how
you.
does it make you feel when you're painting?
Calm, peaceful, happy, in a good mood. Puts my mind to work. Really lovely hobby. Very happy.
So good. Well, so good. Thank you, Harrison. I'm really proud of what you've done. And
Thank you, Heather. Hey, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
yeah, thank you for the gift of your art to us all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Fantastic. Thanks, Harrison. So during COVID-19, I actually got to meet Jodie Westall-Kipton for the first time. We live near each other just randomly. We ended up walking and chatting, and anyway, new friend. So Jodie's going to come up now and share a bit about her pieces that are in the exhibition.
Hi everyone. Can you hear me or am I frozen? Are they?
Yeah, you're good. Go.
Yeah, it was so nice to meet you, Heather. It was one of those things that was meant to be, and she's inspired me certainly to get back painting more of what I want to do, and you know, yeah, it's what I love. So I started sort of getting back in, having a couple of different businesses and my hand in lots of different areas. I'm a busy person, so last year I was madly saving to go overseas to India and Nepal to do some community work, so I wanted to get back into my artwork. So last year I was sort of pumping out work, commission jobs for people to save money, and I did really enjoy it. It gave me that sort of desire to get back and really well, to make the money in the initially, but then I realized how much I actually missed it, and how much for my mental health too, it is really important for me to express myself creatively. And I think this year, having, you know, my shop being closed, my other, you know, tutoring's closed, so all my areas sort of being shut down, it's been kind of nice to give me another space and the time to just go, okay, well, I'll try and paint. And I sort of had decided in my head, after feeling a bit burnt out last year of painting for everybody else, that I wanted this year to be a year where I painted for me and what came from my heart, which is sort of where these two came from, I suppose. So it was this one here is the reminiscent of my really nice trip that I'd just done, that I'd been sort of a lifelong trip to India that I'd been wanting to do. And I took my 16 at the time, year old daughter with me. And yeah, it was just amazing. And I'm very inspired by Indian culture and color and patterns and also the lotus flower. So it's sort of, I just sat down one night and decided I just wanted to put some color out on paper. And I had been a bit excited because I don't normally shop online, and since the art shop, you know, had closed its doors, I was shopping online getting things that I actually needed, and then I saw all this gold foil and I'm like, oh, I haven't done that, I'm going to give it a go. So I you know, purchased this gold foil and then did a couple of Googles to figure out what you're meant to do, and this was probably the one that I sort of was my tester of, you know, what do I do with it? And all the gold sort of, to me, was that glitter, that part of ourselves that expresses pure joy. And whereas the lotus flowers that are coming up through the center is also that, it's, you know, they endure so much. Like the story of the lotus is that it grows in such deep and dark, muddy waters and takes so long to grow in that dark, depthy waters before it reaches the sun and then blooms. So, you know, that's a real metaphor for people's lives. And it's something that, you know, a lot of my jewellery designs as well has come from that space, because I sort of had to go through, you know, my own journey of childhood traumas and things as well before And I sort of reflect back to that. This is kind of healing little parts of those traumas that still pop up. And each time it's sort of like that cycle of life where we have challenges like COVID-19 appearing in our life, and then we're in that sort of deep, dark, muddy waters probably at the moment, but we're about to maybe pop out the end and flourish again. Or for some people, I think for me, I've actually flourished within it, because it's given me back this really precious time that all my other things had kind of distracted me from. So I suppose for me, it's been quite nice to be forced to slow down, and also I suppose a little bit scary, because when you slow down, you're sort of more mindful, and being in that real mindful space has brought up a lot of new memories, new personal challenges, I suppose, personal things that I didn't want to feel really, but it's also helped me have a space to share that and so it's been a really good thing for me, I think, in a lot of ways. Getting back into my art and realizing that it's just who I am, and I love it. And the paintings behind me I did for me. It didn't matter. I wasn't even really expecting to show anyone. And I think for painting purely for myself rather than for a client or for a customer or a commission, there's such a freeing quality to that, because you just do what you love rather than, and you don't care. And I think that's where, as an artist, sometimes I'm always questioning whether I'm good enough or whether I should be putting it out there. And when I took all that away and just went, who cares if it's crap, it doesn't really matter, then it was good for me. So
Great. Speaking my language, gal. Yeah, totally. Yeah. And that's it, exactly. The amazing stuff comes when you're not distracted by, I have to do this or something. And look what you've done. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So
thank you. And thank you for, when I saw the email about the exhibition, I just thought, why not? I'll just put it in. And then after I did, I thought, I wasn't going to show anyone. But no, thank you for doing that, because it's actually been a real healing place for me too. So.
Yeah, fantastic. I'll loop back round to Doreen's quote on why not stand on a tower of strength and think of the amazing possibilities. So I think, Jodie, stand on that tower and all of you. Yeah, so fantastic. Thank you. Thanks for sharing, Jodie. Wonderful. And I didn't mention that Jodie actually has a business in Mount Evelyn, Jodie Creations, and Eloise has put up the name of it there anyway. So yes, she's online. You can go online and buy some Christmas presents there, or presents, whatever. Support Jodie in her work. Incredible. She's an amazing jeweler as well. So jewellery and everything. So well done. Beautiful. All right, so we're just moving right along, and another student of mine who I've met online, I haven't actually met face to face. There's a few of these things. Who else? Let's just go to gallery here. Who has met people for the first time on Zoom? And have anyone met people on Zoom for the first time? Be a few of us, a couple here and there. Yeah, so it's quite funny. Anyway, so Vanessa is as a student, and she spoke when we were talking earlier in the artists catch up at the beginning, just saying that during COVID-19 that painting oils is the first thing she learned that the first time during this time. So I'll stop fumbling my words and I'll just go over to Vanessa and let you share your works. I'll put them up at some point when you're talking. So.
Hi everyone. So firstly, it's such an honour and a surprise to be part of this wonderful event today. I'm so excited. I will just remind you here, I did briefly meet you when I first discovered Kapi.
Yes.
I'm sure so many people come past there. It was a long time ago, so I won't hold that to you. We've met properly via these Zoom classes.
Yes.
So at the start of last year, my husband took me on a drive into the hills. Just because I needed some healing. So he said, come on, we're going for a drive. And we stumbled across Kapi Art Space, and we were both just blown away by Heather's amazing work and her creativity and how intelligent and lovely she was, and generous with her time speaking to us that day. And when we left, I said to my husband, one day, somehow I'm going to come back here and do a class with that lady. That was awesome. And I clung onto that brochure, and with my busy life, and we live a little bit of a drive away, so I didn't think that that newfound dream would ever come true until COVID struck and Heather went online, and here I am. If you had have told me that first day that I discovered Kapi Art Space that the following year I'd be part of an exhibition for that gallery, I would have laughed and laughed. But here I am, I'm completely obsessed with painting and I'm thriving in its healing powers. I've always been a creative person, drawing, sewing, knitting, baking, woodwork, choreography, origami, you name it. I've tried everything. So the healing power of craft isn't new to me. Whatever the drama has been in my life, creativity has always been that safe place. It's always been a source of calm for me. But classes with Heather and painting have really opened my eyes to a whole new understanding of what we bring to our art and what our art then gives back to us. I'm really enjoying learning to make connections between my artwork and my life. The healing just goes so much deeper now that I'm focusing on not just what I'm creating and the work that needs to be done, but why I'm creating it and the meaning behind it. So that brings me to introducing my pieces. So they're behind me there, probably hung a bit high. My first piece, this is Gaze, and this was my first project in isolation. COVID-19 meant that life instantly slowed down. It has been a really much needed break for me, physically, mentally. Life had gotten too much and I didn't know how to stop that. So COVID did it for me. It's the slower pace of life has just been my chance to breathe. It's been, like Doreen said, a chance to stop and smell the roses or paint the roses, so to speak. So Gaze being my first project in isolation was just, I just loved the way that a leopard, even when in the busyness of the hunt, that it just takes that moment to really just gaze and take in its surrounds. And its eyes just speak to me, and it will forever remind me to just look with purpose at things around me, even among the chaos, just to slow down and take that moment to gaze. So that's that one. And then after having lessons with Heather, I started work on my second piece here, Perspective, which is an oil. And I know you're thinking, why did you paint a smashed egg? That's what my husband said anyway. When you smash an egg, the first thing you would normally think of is, cursing and, I don't know. I was actually having a really bad day when that happened. And normally I would, curse about having to clean up a broken egg. But just after working with Heather, I just, when I opened the egg carton and saw the smashed egg, I saw it creatively. I saw a piece of art. So instead of cursing, I ran and I got my camera. And as I was setting up to take the shot, I just noticed that the egg wasn't completely ruined just because it was cracked. It leaked out a bit, but it wasn't completely wasted. And I think that speaks to all of us, that just because we're cracked or broken doesn't mean that we can't go on to become and create something beautiful. So the egg became a cake, and it became a lesson, and that's why I wanted to paint it and capture that moment and a lot of what Heather has taught me. And I could go on for ages about the power of creativity and what I've discovered through Heather, but I'll leave it there. So I'd just like to finish by really thank Heather for the chance to be part of today, and to thank you for the joy that you've brought to my life and for being so open with sharing your skills and all of your knowledge. And thanks for the healing.
Okay, right. I knew that would spotlight me now. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. It's a privilege to be doing it, but yeah, thank you. Thanks, Vanessa. I got a few tears. I'm just hopeless. I'm hopeless. I always have tears. but thank you for sharing for Jodie and Harrison and Vanessa just then. It's a privilege, and I just get really, 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 really excited when people find that moment where it's not about the outcome or anyone seeing it, it's about the journey within. And I think the reason I thought it would be great to have that piece at the end, that the egg is so classic of this time that we're going through, And what did you say, Vanessa, at the end? You said even though there was still goodness. Can you just remind me what you said at the end there?
Even if we're cracked or broken, that there's still possibilities. It's all about your perspective and how you look at things.
Still something worth in there. So it's still something of worth in there too. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Yes. So yeah, I just love that concept as well. So it's beautiful. We're nearly finished. Pretty much right on time. That's the end of the people who are going to be sharing. So what's happening now is we're going to have some music in a minute from Sarah. Just sit back and really enjoy. Those of you that were here on time to start with, some early go you. You heard Sarah. We're going to hear some more from her, and she'll probably share a little bit too as well. I'll leave it to her. But yeah, I just want to take this time to thank Suzanne again, and to Sarah Rose, all the artists, Ilsa Caspers, who's here somewhere, who did, let's just give her a big clap, because she did all of the uploading of all the photos and all the information to the website. I would not have liked to have had all that job to do, so thank you so much, Ilsa. To the committee, the Kapi committee management, for your support, and as a team, amazing. The Yarra Ranges Council, thank you also for your support, and friends and family and all of you. Those of you that came in late, the little A next to people's names means that they are an artist, so you can chat to them if you like. So after Sarah Rose, I'm going to hang around and we can have a chat at the end. If you want to hang around, we can take the microphones off mute. But we do want to highlight too, that there are lots and lots of resources out there to do with mental health. So Eloise will put up a few links at some point soon about that. So there is loads of connections, and I know the Yarra Ranges Council also will be supportive in that way. So if you know anyone who needs any help in any way, make sure you reach out to someone that can be supportive. And I know a number of people who've put art in are going through really challenging times right now. Go you. So we've got Beyond Blue connection there, and like I said, Eloise will put up a couple of other things as well there. So during Sarah Rose's time, you don't have to do it during that time, but you can wait till later. But if you want to go on and vote for the People's Choice, it will be, I think it's a couple of weeks, we'll have the People's Choice sort of open. Those of us that are, artists that are part of the committee, or those that are not from the Yarra Ranges, aren't part of the People's Choice, you can still comment on them and you can still say yay, and that's great. So make sure you put some comments, you continue to comment on the side there about anything that you've enjoyed about today, or in the voting link. Eloise will put that voting link up in as well, so keep an eye on the post. I think before we might finish, I might just open to just a couple of people to say what you've enjoyed about your time here up front, rather than just writing. So I'm just going to, just put your hand up. Any highlights from this time? Just give us a wave. Okay, Jodie. Was that Jodie? No, or did you just move? It was. Go, Jodie.
Yeah, this is my first Zoom gallery meeting thing. And I haven't done many Zoom chats, but I haven't exhibited for a long time. So I've really enjoyed just being able to share that, although we're not physically together, but see all the other artists and hear what everyone's had to say about their work. And it's really inspirational to be around that creative energy again. And it's really nice. So thank you. And thank you, Heather, for setting it up. It's been brilliant.
The team, go team. Thank you, Jodie. Anyone else? It's nice to hear from you face to face. We're all missing being in larger groups, so let's just enjoy this moment. Yeah, Christian.
First of all, I just wanted to say, really enjoyed everyone's art. It's quite vulnerable to put yourself out there like that, especially first timers. On a bigger scale, there's a lot of talk, I think, out in the community of, you know, doing away with the arts and focusing on different things in society. And I've always thought that art is a precursor to society and it creates society. So I just want to encourage you to keep creating and being just really genuine and honest, because I've connected with so many stories today. And to finish off with, it's just so nice to see so many other artists doing their thing. I'm like, you know, it's just a side thing that I do some of this art. But it's so cool to know there's other people out there doing the same thing. So, yeah, encourage you to connect, and wouldn't mind doing a group art thing at some point or something. That'd be cool. So, yeah, that's all. So.
Thanks, Christian. I don't know you all that well, but I think you know Sarah Rose. Do you know Sarah Rose? Anyway, I think, yeah, you just launched into this amazing world, so it's just great that you could be here. So it's fantastic. And yes, well, who knows what will come from this time. We do need to see each other. And I do apologise. I just realised I think everything that all the speakers were all painters, weren't they? But I think I'm a little bit biased. But it was just so happened that they were friends and people that I could easily connect with at this time. So we want to acknowledge all the arts, not just painting, but yeah. Cool. Anyone else? Let's hear a few more. We've landed fairly much on time, so it's nice to hear some stories. What you found helpful about this time. Yeah. Thank you, Christian, for that. Gail, is it?
No, Sandra.
Both at the same time. Sandra.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank you for everything you've done for me mentally, and you've put me on a journey to actually start to believe in myself. As a child, I went through a lot of domestic violence and also domestic violence in a marriage, so it took a lot away of my confidence. The bird here at the back actually represents me staying in the middle, looking ahead to take all the beauty in, to take the ugliness out. And through doing this bird, I've actually now started a new journey where I'm doing nature to nature. So basically my artworks are now going to be with flowers as nature and birds in with the nature as well. And that's for my soul. That's for me to keep me going. I think if I didn't have painting, I don't know where I'd be today. So just want to thank you for everything.
Oh, no worries. Thank you, Sandra. A couple more. Anything you want to say? Not necessarily about it's about creativity in general. It was Gail, wasn't it? You had your hand up, didn't you, Gail? So let's get you sorted. Do you want to unmute yourself, or Ellie might? Let's see how we go. Yes, you can do it. That's it. Yay.
Hi, just wanted to say thank you once again for the opportunity. Last year, Karen dragged me through the door and made me brave enough to exhibit. And this year, I was brave enough to do it all by myself. So thank you once again. And also thank you for the book. I can't wait to get the copies and be able to see and reminisce on last year, and hope that you can maybe do one for this year too.
Yeah, we hope so.
And maybe we could help you this time.
Bring it on. Bring it on. People are learning new skills. Yeah, thank you. All right, one other. Anyone else like to say something? I'm just flicking between the two. Miriam, yes.
Hi, I'm Miriam. Thank you, Heather, for putting all this together. I just want to say how encouraging it is, in a broader sense, to see the bittersweet of something as challenging as COVID and as painful as COVID, pulling all of this art out of people, and for many people creating the space to stop and create and to reflect and focus. And the beauty that has come out of it at the same time. I think the arts are really precious in being able to hold sort of apparently contradictory concepts together, like this is a really painful season and here's something really beautiful that I have been able to create out of it, or I've learned out of it, or I've encountered. So this has just been a really beautiful example of that, and an encouragement to myself, and I know to lots of other people as well. So thank you all, and isn't it nice that beauty can come out of hard things?
Nice way to finish there, Mim. Appreciate those words. That's very cool. So I love Eloise. She's putting me little messages to remind me of membership. So if anyone would like to be part of Kapi and supporting and helping for next year, or you know, whatever, we're active. We're not physically at the gallery, but we're active. We have a meet and eat. Well, we eat our own food in front of the screen once a month. So, you know, and it's at the moment it's only $25 a month. Our wonderful landlord has given us very cheap rent. It won't be like that forever, but that gives you basically, you know, we support you, we promote you, we meet together, and as artists. So if you'd like to be part of that, you can any art form, performing arts, whatever. We want to support you, and you don't have to be just from the Yarra Ranges. We've got Chitsy as part of that from Sydney. Yes, so that's that. But yes, you can link. I think Eloise will put a link up there to go to our membership page. You can donate money towards what we're doing, and all of the money is now not for profit. She's like, oh, where is that link? There we go. Yes, so you can donate, or down the bottom of that is also if you want to become a member. It means that you'll get our newsletter, you'll get some benefits that we're building over these next few months that can be for the Communion for artists. So more about that as you keep engaging with us. So I hope I got everything, Eloise. Oh, she's like, well, one more thing. You can talk, you can tell us.
Hi, everyone. So we would love for you to tell us what you think about what we've done here today. We thrive on your feedback because we're a community organisation and a non-profit organisation. You know, we're guided by what the need is in the community. So we would love your response to some feedback questions. I'm going to post them in the chat here as well. So if you wanted to respond either privately to Heather or to everyone, if you don't mind people seeing your feedback, feel free to do that while Sarah Rose is doing the outro with her beautiful music. But I also believe that Heather has created in one of the links that we provided, I think for the People's Choice Award voting, there's also an option for you to provide your feedback here about your experience with our little virtual exhibition today. So either way, we'd love your feedback and we really thrive on it, as I've said. So thanks for that. I'll post those questions up now.
Thank you, Eloise. Well, I like having a team, but we do need more people part of the team. You know, we have been working pretty hard behind the scenes during this time. So if you do want to be part of the team, you are welcome to connect with us. We'd love you to join and be part of this community. It's just been really special, really, really special. I don't know about you, but I miss being with people. Hi, anyone else? Yeah, missing people, missing connecting. Oh my goodness. Oh, we're ready for it. Those of us that, yes, there's not many that aren't from, there's a few. I know, Bron, you're from Tassie, so Tasmanians, oh my goodness. You just tell us, just for a moment, Bron, tell us how wonderful it is over there at the moment.
You feel a bit bad, don't you, when you hear everyone's story and what you're going through, but been doing lots of praying here for everyone going through the tough times. So we do feel blessed living here with our moat around us to protect us. So I'm not sure how we will emerge from this. How our Premier is going to let people back in and let us out so we can come back again. Yeah.
Thanks, Bron. Anyway, I just had to have a little touch of heaven there. You know, it's coming for us. So, well, I'm going to hand it over to Sarah Rose now to finish our time. And like I said, we'll hang around if you want to chat. And Eloise has got those questions in the chat. And if you don't know where the chat is, down the bottom, it says chat, basically, at the bottom of your screen. So thank you so much. You're such a blessing to us. And I hope it's been, yes, a gift to you. And
so in sign language, this is clapping. So
this is clapping.
Round of applause for Heather and her team. Yeah. because we're all on mute.
Awesome. Over to you to finish our time, Sarah.
Thank you. It's been really special sharing in this. I'll echo everybody else's sentiments and just, yeah, encourage you to reach out to Kapi as well. There's a bunch of us here now that are doing a course with Heather, and I'm just benefiting so much from connecting with other artists and just, yeah, connecting to creativity at this time as well. I think when all of this started happening in Victoria, the only thing we wanted to do was to get together with people and make art, and it was like we couldn't get together, and it felt so counterintuitive. So I think that organic connection of like brush to canvas or hand to instrument or feet to the earth if you're a dancer, or those kind of connections are so vital right now. And you know, you look back on history and where you're going to find the real truth is in its artists. So painting and bringing art into this time is just so important, I believe. And any way we can create community, even if it's through weird Zoom, it still feels so special to see people's faces and to feel connected. So yeah, thanks for everyone being here today. And another big round of applause for Heather and the Kapi team. Yeah. I'm just going to play some songs, so feel free to sit and meditate on what you've seen or some of the activities and things that Heather mentioned before. I thought it'd be nice because we've heard so many, there's been quite a bit of a theme in painting of like nature and animals and things. And there's this cute little song I learnt because I teach at an Aboriginal school, and it's called the Turtle Song, and it's a lullaby, and it's from Groot Island. So I thought I'd play the turtle song. So it's connection to earth and nature. So here we go. Papagunare, suray, suray, salamana tataniya ho. Papagunare, Papagunare, suray, suray, salamana tataniya ho. Papagunare.
What's up in Thailand? Giặc đồ.
Papagunare, suray, suray, salamana tataniya ho. Papagunare, Papagunare, suray, suray, salamana tataniya ho. Papagunare. Thank you. Burn up with the water, the floods are on the plain, the planets in a row, who knows what they contain, and my brain is like an orchestra, playing on insane. Will you love me like you loved me in the January rain? Mom and Dad and Violet sung the country siren. The needle stopped the keeping, the clothespins on the floor, and my heart is playing hide and seek. I wait and count to 4. Will you love me like you loved me in
heavens when you looked at me. Your eyes were like machinery, your hands were making artifacts with the corner of my mind. Monastery, monochrome, boom, balloon, machine and all, diamond rings and gutter bolts, marching up the mountain with their aching bloody eyes, smiling, cheap drink, dark and violent, full of butterflies, the violent tenderness, the sweetest sign. The clay you find is fortified. We felt unfocused faith, the line, the sugar rush, the constant hush, the pushing up, the water gush, the marching band when April ran, made you bugs fly and push your Jim Jacob with the tired, wired brand new look. Here we go round Mary in your famous storybook. We overcome the silence. We look both left and right, and I can feel the numbness accompanying my plight. And I know that someday soon I'll see you, but now you're out of sight, and you'll kiss me like you used to in the January night. Why didn't you tell me, Mary, when you were there, so sweet and very full of field and stars you carried all the time? Oh, in the heavens when you looked at me, your eyes were like machinery, your hands were making artifacts with the corner of my mind. Monastery, monochrome, boom, balloon, machine and all, diamond rings and gutter bolts, marching up the mountain with their aching planet, high and smiling, cheap drink, dark and violent, full of butterflies, the violent tenderness, the sweetest sight. The clay you find is fortified. We felt some focus fade, the line, the sugar rush, the constant hush, the pushing up, the water gush, the marching band when April ran, made you bugs fly and push your Jim Jacob with the tired, wired brand new look. Here we go round Mary in your famous storybook.
Let's do one more.
Thank you so much for listening. I think this is one more, is it, Heather?
Yeah, just do one more. I could listen to you longer, but yeah.
You can find all my stuff on Spotify.
Getting lots of lovely comments, so it's nice.
Thank you. Thanks for listening. This is really special for someone who hasn't played a live gig in a while. It's really lovely.
Well, everyone's enjoying it. You should see all the comments. It's beautiful.
The way you wear your hair, the way you sip your tea, the memory of all that. No, they can't take that away from me. The way you smile just leaves, the way you sing off key, the way you haunt my dreams. No, they can't take that away from me. We may never meet again on this bumpy road to love. Still I'll always keep the memory of the way you hold your mind, the way we danced until the way you changed my life. No, they can't take that away from The way we danced until the memory of all that. No, no, they can't take that away from me. They can't take away from me. They can't take away from me. They can't take away from me.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for sharing your art and your presence here today. It's been very lovely.